Ooh, Chelsea finally win another game again. Get back into that top four race. And of course, there was that game against Aston Villa. Didn't get a chance to cover that one because I had my mom visiting. But so much to get into. Let's go. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the American Blues Podcast. First of all, real quick, let's go over that Aston Villa Chelsea game. Such a disappointing result. And even more so because I actually think we didn't play all that poorly. I think for the past few games, since we've essentially had no striker, playing Cuckoo up front has just not worked in any way. Dude cannot press. He is not a target man, and he cannot come back to get the ball. So Maresca came back with a really, really good temporary solution, putting Pedro Neto up front, one of our most dynamic and energetic players. He can just run and run and run. It's been good. It's been 2 games so far where we looked a little bit back to our former selves, at least in terms of being able to press when we don't have the ball. And then Neto is able to just make runs again and again and again to try to break that final line. And that's been helping out tremendously. But again, Aston Villa game, we got an early goal. Neto, Enzo played really well together. I thought Enzo had a fantastic game against Villa. He ran his absolute socks off. But then in the end, of course, there was that free kick goal, which I think was just unlucky. Malagusto tried his absolute best, got a toe on the ball to try to cut out the cross. But unfortunately, that tiny little touch put the ball in a perfect position for Marcus Rashford to hit it across the box. And of course, Asensio finished. But then leaving Marcus Asensio open in the middle of the box at the end of the game, even if Jorgensen made a horrible mistake, should have been a save. Again, leaving a player like that open in the middle of the box is just a huge mistake. But what can you do? What can you do? That was a horrible 3 points dropped. And the only thing we could do is to come back and just emphatically beat Southampton. And that's exactly what we did. And we kept a clean sheet. Thanks to Jorgensen, several good saves, especially one point blank shot. Really nice coming out and saving. But what I want to highlight against Southampton is, again, Pedro Neto playing up front, so much energy, leading our press. And then I think that's helped a lot of our other players look back to them former selves too. First goal against Southampton, corner kick. I think it was Tosin that got the ball on his head first, hit it towards the far post, and Nkunku, good on Nkunku, putting his body on the line, beat his defender. Goalie was coming out. Ended up taking out Nkunku, but he still got his head on it, just squeezed it into goal. Great finish. Yeah. I think Nkunku looks a lot more like himself on the left side, where he's not expected to do things that he's just not comfortable with. He's getting more involved in the game. Great finish. And then second goal, also Nkunku got involved. Really nice pass out to Neto on our break. And then, of course, Neto, great near post finish, just rifled it past the goalie. No chance. Third goal, even Colwell got onto it. I think that might be his first goal in the Premier League for us. I'm not sure. I'd have to look back and check. But again, got into a really good position on a free kick. Neto put it in perfectly. And just old school Chelsea free kick header. Yeah, with power. Goalie, no chance. Straight through. I thought his celebration was really cute. Same with Neto's. I feel like the entire team is probably tired of people talking shit after our run of poor performances. So they were both just, yapping to the crowd, trying to shut people up. So, hey, if you guys want to do that and we win games, all more power to you. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep shutting up fans, especially with all the negativity, by doing well on the pitch. And then, of course, final goal, Tyreek George got involved. It was a crazy fast break of it was like 5-on-3. And I was like, please don't mess this up. Please don't mess this up. And I felt like Gusto slowed the play down maybe a little bit too much, but then he put a really good pass out to Tyreek. And then Tyreek put a super nice, low, hard cross to the center of the box. And where was Cucurella? He was there waiting, and he took that shot like a pro right into the side netting. Again, no chance for a goalie. 4-0. Fantastic win. Now, of course, it's still against Southampton. Statistically, probably one of the worst teams to ever play in the Premier League. So let's not get carried away. The team still has major issues. Our goalies are still very suspect, even Jorgensen, although he did have a much better game. And we still don't have a striker. So playing this way only really works if the other team wants to come out and press us. If we're playing against a low block, that's still going to be extremely difficult. We just don't have that many people making the runs, drawing people out of position. That's going to be tough. But hey, all we can do is beat the team that's in front of us. So overall, I thought great game. And what I really enjoyed seeing between the Aston Villa game and this game is that finally the players are showing some energy, some passion, some desire to win the game, which we just did not have against Brighton. Man, we were just so slow, bored, anemic, just however you want to describe it. Yeah, just no energy at all, no effort. And at least we put in the effort, and we can continue to put in efforts like that for the rest of the season. I think we can get into top 4 as close it is, as like razor thin margins as we have run ourselves into in this top 4 race. I still think we can do it as long as we play 110% every single game. Every player has to put in a shift, and that's what we're doing. And it was nice seeing some of the academy players. Never even seen them before. Get a chance to run out and stretch their legs during this game. So that's always fun to see. And I think it was Mueka who came in near the end. First touch, almost scored a corner. Almost. How amazing would that have been? What a debut for him if he scored. But unfortunately, he hit it right towards the goalie. But still, it was a good header. Lots of power. Yeah, at least he was in the right position to make it happen. That's honestly the only thing that matters for a young academy player playing in the first team. Is just to be there and take your chance when it happens. So, yeah, always good seeing academy players. And then finally, there's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of chatter about how poor Cole Palmer has been. How in the first, I think it was 13 games, he got a bunch of assists. And then in the last 13 games, 0 assists. Even though if you look at the rest of his statistics, he's created just as many chances, crosses, big chances, all the same. It's just the rest of the team hasn't been finishing. So I don't think you can really blame him for the assist problem. That's on the rest of the team. But what I do see is, unfortunately, a guy that's a little bit low on confidence right now. I think he's just rushing it. I think he's overthinking everything. Whereas the last season and earlier this season, Palmer was just playing so instinctive, no second thought, just doing whatever came to him naturally. And I think that's where he needs to get back to. Right now, you can tell his first touches are off, which is abnormal for him. He's relying a little bit too much on his left side because he just has that, low confidence. He's not using his right foot as much, which is making him a little bit too easy to defend. Everybody knows he's going to cut back onto that left foot. So if you just give him a little bit of space to make that cut and then go in and challenge, that's what's putting him into trouble. And of course, with the shooting, he could have easily gotten 4 or 5 goals this game, just himself, just chance after chance after chance, just so unlike him to really not even hit the target, missing curling shots, missing from the right, low, to the opposite corner where he should easily be scoring that. He had a chance at the end of the game where he was essentially wide open in the middle of the box and he just hit it right over the goal. Yeah, just unlike him, he's rushing it. He needs to just get that goal where it comes naturally, rebuild that confidence, and then he will be back. I have absolutely no doubts over Palmer. I'm not concerned in any way. Every player is going to go through ups and downs. And right now he's going through a down where he's rushing it. And he just needs to keep doing what he's doing and just put himself in position to make these shots, make these assists. And then eventually that will come back. And once that first one comes, don't worry. He'll be back like he never left. So I'm glad he sent a message after the game too, telling everybody that he'll be back. I like the confidence. And honestly, when you're in a rut, the only thing you can do is just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing the same thing. Don't change too much. Calm down. Let instinct take over. And then he'll have no issues going from there. Now, upcoming games. We have a few very winnable games. We have 2 games against Copenhagen. Absolutely no excuse not to beat Copenhagen. I do not care. We need to be winning the Conference League. There's not a single team on there that we should not be beating. So it should be 2 wins. I don't even want to draw. I want 2 comfortable, solid wins. And of course, I think sandwich in between is we play against Leicester, who have been struggling all season. So another winnable game. And we need these points, man. We desperately need 3 points from every single game that we should be winning, because there's going to be some real tough matchups coming up against other people in the top 4, including a match against Arsenal, which hopefully, fingers crossed, I will be at that game in person. But we'll see how that pans out. And then lastly, let's talk about the protest that happened at Stamford Bridge. I think there's been a couple so far. And number one, I completely get it. I think it's a fan's right to protest, especially if you're a match-going fan. You pay your hard-earned money to watch this club in person. And trust me, if I could do that, I would be doing that every single week. I would be there watching. I would be there for away games, home games, as many games as I could. But unfortunately, it's kind of difficult flying there for every game. But I think the fans there in person have more than enough right to voice their opinions and protest if they want to. Now, do I think any of these football protests make a difference? Probably not. I mean, it's not like these owners will suddenly sell. They're in this for money. They're not really in this to please fans. And I think that's one of the things that are pissing fans off. Clearly, a lot of our footballing decisions are based off of just business decisions, of players' value, trying to get them before they increase in value, trying to sell them for profit, all this like FFP, PSR shenanigans. And that's very evident to see. And our squad, unfortunately, is just not built very well. We have several really good players that we've gotten lucky on. But apart from that, a lot of it is just so unbalanced. The amount of number 10s that we have, the complete lack of strikers. We have 8 goalies and none of them seem to be able to play with their feet or save a goddamn goal. So it's insane. It's absolutely insane. The way we've built the squad is crazy. I think out of that $1.2 billion that we spent, we've probably only spent like 300 wisely, and that's just not good enough. But I will say personally, for me, with how obvious these holes are in the team, we need a striker. We need a backup for Caicedo because Lavia is just way too injured. And my God, do we need an actual good, proven goalie? It's going to be expensive, but I want a proven goalie, just like I want a proven striker. I think I'm willing to give these sporting directors one more transfer window this summer. If every single fan for the past 2 seasons has been able to see these holes, and if they cannot fill them with actual good players and not just like another teenager, then I'm done. If after summer we still have the same issues of buying teenagers and expecting them to turn into world beaters, then yeah, I'm done. I want them to go. Sporting directors, ownership, whatever. But if they are actually able to open their eyes and their brains and spend money where it counts and get us a good striker and a good goalie, then I think this team is going to go places. I really do. I think we have the foundation for a really, really competitive team. But this summer, man, if we don't do well this summer, then you're looking at kind of being a mid-table club that's just looking at selling players. And then our best players like Enzo, like Palmer, they're going to leave. I promise you, they're going to leave. These guys are far too talented and far too ambitious to be stuck babysitting all day. So yeah, one more transfer window. But like I said, I don't blame the fans for protesting. I really don't. This is not the Chelsea that we've grown up watching. This is not the Chelsea that I grew up watching for the past 20 plus years. It's been incredibly frustrating these past few years. It's been really testing for a fan. So yeah, and I'm not even a guy. I just pay for the streaming services to watch the games, right? I'm not even paying the ticket prices to watch them in person. And if I were, I would be even more pissed. So yeah, I think the protests, as long as the fans feel this way, let it continue. Let it be loud. Let the ownership know. Let the sporting director see. Like this is not it. This is not how you run a club like Chelsea. And we are fed up with it. We need some good players in key positions to be a competitive team. And that's what every single fan wants to see. But again, all we can do is beat the team in front of us. This is a rare win. So let's celebrate the win. Let's be happy about it. But of course, we do have some big games coming up. So see you guys after the next ones. Peace.